One of the greatest clubs in the history of football. One of the best clubs in England. Chelsea Football Club has had a plethora of talents across their history from 1905 to now. During my lifetime, from 2000 to now, they've seen some of the greatest players they've ever had as part of the club. I'm going to tell you my favourite. Yeah, so Chelsea are currently playing right now. Give me some pity, subscribe, make me feel a little bit better. But I thought, let me talk about the good times as a Chelsea fan. Let me talk about the best times I've had as a Chelsea fan. Talk about my 10 best players in Chelsea history. It won't just be my favourite, it'll be players I think are the best players in Chelsea Football Club history. My history, not yours. So I started watching football in about 2003. The first goal I probably remember is Gianfranco Zola free kick against Tottenham. I don't really remember that season at all. Barely remember Mourinho's seasons. I remember his last season a bit. I remember when he left. I remember my dad talking about how angry he was that Mourinho left or got sacked. And then I remember pretty strongly after that, 7-08 was the first season I ever cried about football. That Champions League final, 08-09 was the second season I ever cried about football. That Champions League game was again against Barcelona. And then 9-10 was my first great year. So I think you're going to see a lot of that with this list, but we're going to go from number 10 all the way to number 1. So at number 10, I have Claude Makelele, a player so good they named a position after him. Now we've seen players come in and fill in the role of Claude Makelele, one of the players we'll talk about at some point today. And obviously Moises Caicedo filling in that exact same role as well. We've seen players come in and enhance that role. But Claude Makelele was the first, and the first always gets extra leeway because they've come in as a visionary. He's come in, he's that great tackler, he's great at starting off the attacks. Not necessarily great in attack, I think he scored twice for Chelsea in his Chelsea career, but obviously that great holding position, that anchor in between, the Claude Makelele position. Claude Makelele won a lot at Chelsea. He won 2 Premier League titles. He won 2 FA Cups, I think, a League Cup maybe, something like that. Went off. He also did well in other countries as well. Played well in France, played well in Spain. Claude Makelele is a fantastic player, and I think he deserves all the plaudits. Obviously, this is more early into my fandom as football. I used to love the number 4 because of Claude Makelele. But later on, we're gonna start seeing some more prevalent faces. I mean, Gianfranco Zola didn't make my list. I'm putting my hands up and say he didn't make my list because I didn't really watch him. The first season I properly remember was like 2004-05-ish, a little bit, and the properly 2005-06 was the first season I actually remember stuff happening. So like Gianfranco Zola was gone in 2004, so didn't really get to see that much from him. My 9th player on the list is Thiago Silva. Now, Thiago Silva didn't win a lot at Chelsea. I mean, he won the Champions League, he won the Champions League, he won a Club World Cup. That's it. He won the Champions League and a Club World Cup at Chelsea Football Club. That's about it. But the man came in and just was Chelsea. He was Chelsea through and through. He defended, put his life on the line. He led like a captain. He didn't even know English until still controlled that back line. And at some point, he was the only good player in that back line. In 2022-23, he was the only good player in that back line. But he still maintained his position, maintained his ability. He's not the fastest player by any stretch of the imagination, but he still managed to use his IQ, intellectual capabilities to help on the pitch, to help wherever he can, to put out fires, to put in last-ditch challenges, to put in last-ditch clearances. Thiago Silva, for me, shows you how much he loved the club. His family are into it. Iago and Isago, his sons, both play for Chelsea. One of them plays for England as well, under 15s, which is quite weird for a Brazilian man. But his wife lives in London. He's ingrained in Chelsea, and he came in as a football legend already, came in and just ingrained himself wholly in Chelsea Football Club. And for that, I'm eternally grateful for what Thiago Silva did for me in an era where I didn't really have centre-backs I could trust anymore. I trust you, Thiago Silva. I trust you. One player I didn't put in this that I really wanted to, just give my honourable mention, to Juan Mata. Juan Mata 2012-13 season was absolutely incredible. 11-12 as well, absolutely ungodly. realistically, in our 11-12 season, the season we won the Champions League, he was our best player across that entire season. In the same way people say in 2020 or 21, 22, or 2021 we won the Champions League, Mason Mount was the best player. But this, like, through and through, Juan Mata was our best player. I remember when he came, I remember his debut goal. I remember thinking, this kid is going to be special. I love Juan Mata. I spoke about it in other videos, but I just didn't think he did enough. I think we got 2 seasons out of Juan Mata. We got 3 really, but after that, yeah, didn't stay at Chelsea, so I can't really do stuff off of 2.5 seasons, can I? At number 8, I have one of my favourite players ever. We'll just call you Dave. Cesar Azpilicueta, and this man is another man that is Chelsea. If you cut his vein, he would bleed blue. His blood is blue, and he'll leave you never. Like this man, he would do anything for the Chelsea. Play left back, play CDM, play right back, play centre back in the back 3. You know, that season in the back 3 was an incredibly underrated season from him. That back 3 was absolutely incredible. If you think about it, that under Conte, that 16-17 season where we had right centre, we had obviously Victor Moses right wing back, we had Marcos Alonso left wing back, we have central centre back David Luiz and Cahill left centre back, but then that right centre back as well, where he can come in and put in those whipping balls. He can cross the ball in from that right centre back. He can drift forward a little bit. It's a little bit more inverted in that position. Just really impressive. Really impressive. And yeah, I love Azpilicueta. He stayed till he became our captain. And when he became our captain, he won Champions League as well. I wanted more than anything in the world for Azpilicueta to lift the Premier League title. I mean, I know he's got 2 Premier Leagues. He has 2. He has 14-15 and 16-17. But I wanted more than anything for him as a captain to lift that. I mean, me as a, I can play wing back, full back, whatever you want. I play right centre back as well. For me, that is the player I loved. Like, even if I wasn't better than the winger that was coming at me technically, I will do everything to stop him. I will do everything in my capacity. I could put in a cross, you know. He did the basics extremely well, consistently for years. And I think he doesn't get enough credit when it comes to the greatest right backs in the Premier League history because people associate him with so many positions. And I think he needs to get more plaudits in that regard. At number 7, we have one of the greatest midfielders in the Premier League history, N'Golo Kante. Now, if we talk about our Champions League run, our Champions League run doesn't happen in 2021 without N'Golo Kante. Every round just going boom, 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 boom. Man of the match, man of the match, man of the match, man of the match. Like, he comes in, he takes over, he gives last-ditch challenges, he wins the ball, he starts attacks, he pushes forward, he makes through ball passes, he scores important goals as well at times. N'Golo Kante is all-encompassing. You know, they say 2/3 of the world is covered by water. The other third is covered by N'Golo Kante. This man, he does everything you need him to do in that midfield. He'll do his role and his role. He'll do his role and Matic's, his role and Fabregas's. He will be there. He'll do his role and Jorginho's defensive role as well. And there's not enough that can be said about N'Golo Kante, his capabilities and his capacity to play outstanding football. World Cup winner, Champions League winner, 2-time Premier League winner. What else can I say? FA Cup winner as well. At number 6, I have one of the, and for me, even the best left back in the world history, Ashley Cole. I think Ashley Cole, maybe, if he came to Chelsea a year earlier, he'd be more cemented and higher up in this list. But Ashley Cole, as they call him in Arsenal, Ashley Cole he was the best in the world. He was the best in the world at what he does. Defensively, he wasn't even known defensively initially as part of his career, but he just honed in and said, if you can stop the cross, that's half the job. And that's the thing I say all the time. I just finished the stream just now, watching Tanzania, but I always say, finish the job as a fullback. Stop the cross coming in. You can jockey him, you can push him out wide, but if that cross still comes in, there is still a danger. Stop that cross. And Ashley Cole did that. He didn't give them an inch, didn't give wingers any breathing space. told Ronaldo, you're in my pocket, and continuously played fantastic football all the time. The way his Chelsea career ended wasn't necessarily the greatest. I mean, his place got taken by Aspilicueta in 14-15. I guess he won the league. No, 13-14 it would have been he taking his place. But I don't know. Did he win the league? Let's find out.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so his place was taken in 2014 by Aspilicueta, and he had to go out to Roma. Didn't really fit in there. Went to LA Galaxy, you know, yada yada, But yeah, this man here, he should be an Arsenal legend as well. He's an invincible. He came to Chelsea in the end, and he was still fantastic at Chelsea. What else can I say? Proper Chelsea, Ashley Cole, the greatest left back of all time. My next position at number 5, heading into my top 5 now. I hate to put a goalkeeper this high, but when it's the best goalkeeper in Premier League history, Petr Cech has to be there. If we're talking shot stopper, SHOTSTOPPER, big moments, BIGMOMENTS. That is Petr Cech all round. FA Cup final, big moment. Champions League final, big moment. Even the Champions League final in Moscow, even against United, he was fantastic that game. Champions League final against Munich, in Munich, absolutely sensational. Saves Olich's pen, saves Bash Schweinsteiger's pen. Fantastic saves throughout the game. Keeps us in the game. He is the man for the big occasion in goal. There's no other keeper I've seen that is so composed and so reliable in a big moment, and he does it all the time, again and again and again. So for me, Petr Cech has to be my number 5. That's the highest I could go for a keeper. That's the highest I could go. At number 4, I have probably, if we're talking about ability wise, if we're talking ability, pure ability, the best player I've ever seen play for Chelsea Football Club, as in best ability, he's number 4, Eden Hazard. This man could run rings around you any day of the week. Now the one dampener on Eden Hazard, it's not just a dampener, but the one dampener is his Champions League return for Chelsea, but who cares? Honestly, who gives a damn? He's had fantastic performances in the Champions League, even without scoring a goal. The game against the Atletico Madrid, for example, where he scored a last-minute winner with Batshuayi. Maybe I should put Batshuayi in this list. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing. He's got 85 Premier League goals, 51 Premier League assists in about 250 games, which is amazing. He comes from the era where goals and assists don't necessarily matter. If you watch Eden Hazard play, if you pay £5, he's going to give you 20 quid worth of joy. He will make you feel like that £5 you paid was worth it. He may have downed tools in 2015-16. He may have didn't play well, but that doesn't stop him. That doesn't stop the fact he played well in 2012-13, 2013-14, 2014-15, 2016-17, 2017-18, 2018-19. 6 seasons of magic, pure magic, best player in the league magic. 6 seasons, I'll take it. At number 3, if we're talking about big moments, the biggest moment player in history, other than Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. The biggest moment player in history, aside from the 2 greatest players ever, Didier Drogba. 9 goals in 9 finals. 9 goals in 9 finals. Champions League final. FA Cup final. League Cup final. Final. This man scores in every final. It's what he does. If Chelsea are winning a final, he's putting the ball in the back of the net. He's hustling defenders. He's pushing people out of the way. He's smashing it against Tottenham Hotspur. Hold that. He lives and breathes for the big occasion in a Chelsea Football Club t-shirt. And he's club legend, one of the greatest big moment players ever. One of the greatest players in Premier League history. I mean, he's in the Premier League Hall of Fame. You can't really chat to him now. But cool. I know he's only just scored about 109, 100, I don't know, just above 100 goals in the Premier League. But you can't talk to him, man. Can't talk to him. 2009-10, that was the season where I'm fully in tune with football. Greatest Premier League season ever. Couldn't care less about anyone else. Goals and assists as a striker. This isn't an era where we're scoring 30 plus goals per season. This is an era where half a goal a game is a good return in the Premier League. This man here put up 29 goals and 10 assists. Took 1 penalty. 1 penalty. This surely has to be one of the greats. Didier Drogba, big moment, made me the happiest I've ever been supporting this football club. My favourite player of all time, Didier Drogba. Now we're in the top 2. And you could probably tell who the top 2 are. Number 2 could have been number 3, but number 1 is undisputed, has to be number 1. Well, number 2, I have John Terry, captain, fantastic captain, lead the legend, John Terry. This man would die for Chelsea Football Club. I mean, you know, I was saying before, Azpilicueta would do anything for Chelsea. John Terry would die, come back to life and die again. This man, he's willing to put his body through anything to make sure he does it for the Chelsea. And I can only thank him. I can only put him second in my list, really. Most clean sheets ever in a Premier League season, 15. I should have mentioned that for Petr Cech as well. He's got the most goals for a defender ever in Premier League history. He's just amazing. What he does on, like, if we compare that to what we see right now, it far exceeds what we see from Virgil van Dijk right now, because we're talking about an on-ball defender, a man that goes out and can defend on ball, but can also sit back. He can play that Matip or that Van Dijk role, depending on who he's playing with. When he's with Cahill can sit back and he can go out and slice. When he's with Carvalho can go out and raise the blade, and he can sit back, hold, and defend with his life. Like, he can do it all. He can literally, absolutely do it all. And his passing ability doesn't get spoken about enough at all. For me, second best player of all time, JT, 26, John Terry. Now we've spoken about another Premier League Hall of Fame. I was talking about 3 or 4. I don't know if Petr Cech's in the Hall of Fame yet, but we just spoke about John Terry, a Premier League Hall of Famer, and Didier Drogba, Premier League Hall of Famer. Now we have to talk about the greatest player in Chelsea history. I know we talked about a lot about his managerial career at Chelsea, but when it comes to actually playing for Chelsea and impact for Chelsea and being there right moment, right time, being there every single time, being there when it's tough, being there when it's not tough, being there to score a winner in leagues, in league winning games, being there to score goals in Champions League finals, being there to through the end, even when you're old, being there consistently, and just being superb throughout, being absolutely sensational throughout. And I think he symbolizes the change in Chelsea Football Club. I know we see Dennis Wise, and we see Dennis Wise was at Chelsea when Chelsea were rubbish, and when Ken Bates decided to spend money, Dennis Wise stayed throughout and was there. But the first proper product of this spending money, the first real product, other than Zola, other than players that contributed to stuff like Super Cups and stuff, talking about the first real contribution that we saw when it comes to lasting more than 10 years at the Chelsea. The first real contribution is Frank Lampard, and he symbolised that old spending on money all the way through now to being Chelsea's leading scorer ever, beating Bobby Tambling. 147 league goals for Chelsea. 211 total goals for Chelsea. 211. This is a midfielder. One of the highest scoring players ever. I think he's 4th in assists and 4th in goals. 107 assists. And this is a box-to-box midfielder. This isn't a 10. This isn't a second striker. This isn't a centre forward. This is Frank Lampard. Fantastic. The problem is as well, people always talk about him as a back box crasher. He's not just a box crasher. He can score from 30 yards out. He can score a tap in. He can score a header. He can score from the byline. He can score a free kick from the right hand side from 30 yards. Let's respect Frank Lampard for what he is. The greatest midfielder in Premier League history. And for me, the greatest Chelsea player ever. Let me know what you think about my list. Let me know what you think I should change. Bear in mind, as I said, I started watching football in 2005. You can hate me. You can say my list is wrong. But just acknowledge the time period at least. But don't forget to like and subscribe, people. And I'll see you, man, in a bit.